The danger is, if we're over-reliant on AI, all of the work, all of the solutions, all of the answers become the same.
Hi, Jack Benjamin here, a senior reporter for The Media Leader, and I'm here with Susan Kingston-Brown, the Global Brand President of Susan, first of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Jack. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're talking at the Year Ahead, our annual conference, and in the spirit of the year ahead, I'm curious, what would you say is the big challenge that agencies are facing in the year ahead in 2025?
So great question, and one that's on our mind a lot, obviously. I think the panel we just had at this great event that we're at, the Media Leader event, AdWanted event, we talked a lot about AI. So it's a big subject. It's a big spectrum of what it means and what it doesn't mean. And I think the challenge now is the rubber has hit the road. This is real, and there are real use cases of AI across the business, and the expectation for ourselves and for our clients is to make full use of the AI that's available. So I think the challenge is how we do that, and parallel path, how we evolve the jobs that we all do within agencies to make the most of technology, and then use this is not just about replacing and automating some of the jobs or cost efficiencies. It's about then being able to take advantage of the brilliant human minds we have in the agency to design creative solutions, to be innovative, and to be really kind of curious about what we're doing with our clients' investment and solutions as well. So the biggest challenge is how we're retraining and upskilling a workforce to work differently. There's different parts of our agency that lean in fast and furiously to that, and there's other parts of the agency that will just take a little bit more time to do so. But we have to do that, fly the plane while
it's being built.
While it's being built,
yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I was trying to think of the phrase, but yeah, because that's what we have to do. But that's exciting, very exciting, but it's a big challenge. And the second part of that is also with clients, to bring them on the journey as well, and to kind of educate them as we go on how to adapt processes, adapt output, adapt timings, there's a whole, and adapt how we work together. But incredibly exciting. The majority of our clients and majority of our people are, well up for it, and really, really digging into what that will look like. And the agency world will look different in a year's time. There's no doubt about that.
Well, speaking of that, is part of Interpublic Group, which is in the process of being acquired / merging with Omnicom. I'm curious, what does that merger mean for both IPG, but also specifically as an agency brand within IPG?
So it's early days. So firstly, we don't know what it's going to mean, really. The competition authority still has to approve the deal. So until that point, we're still competitors. We'll still pitch against each other. We will still continue business as usual very much until that point as well. I think the reaction within both groups, within IPG and reportedly publicly, John Menn has said as well within the group, is one of excitement. There's a natural fit of the two groups around the belief in the agency brands. So the belief that whilst we are both holding groups and would become one of the world's largest holding groups, the backing of individual brands within the holding group is still something very important to the values of the organization, and really important to our clients as well. So long-winded answer to your question, the future of we feel is and our plans that we have, and we're not stopping, we're not pausing, we're kind of going full steam ahead with everything we had planned for and for our clients as well. So long may that continue, and then hopefully the complementary assets, if everything goes ahead, that'll allow us to make that even stronger next year.
We're only a few days into 2025, and yet there's already been lots of big media stories. The day that we're talking, actually, Bauer Media Group has acquired, or will be acquiring again, depending on competition authorities, Clear Channel's European North businesses. Meta obviously made a very big announcement that made waves throughout the industry. I'm curious, just thinking first, second quarter of the year, how are some of these big moves going to have ripple effects through the rest of the industry?
So look, I think that the Meta one in particular is significant. It is a big piece of news. It was, definitely something that very quickly we were discussing with our clients. We've got and with Bauer's acquisition of Clear Channel, the same thing. We have our job is, as an agent of our clients, is to ensure their brands are safe, their brands are where they want them to be, and they're obviously effective in driving business return with all of their marketing efforts as well. So these type of changes, we have to really, really dig in and interrogate it and understand what are the implications for clients. Sometimes, with both of those, we don't know what that future looks like yet. It will redeploy some of our time to understand that. It will ensure, we have at IPG and media brands, we have the media responsibility audit, for example, and that's a big important part of a role that we play with our clients, is to audit the platforms that they're kind of driving the right type of content and the right type of platforms that their brands want to be associated with. So we'll continue in that vein. How we do that will probably change, working with the new org, and with any other acquisitions as well. It's just understanding if there's, ensuring that the choices we make within the media organisations or the negotiation leverages, etc., we're still able to do on behalf of our clients as well. So it's business as usual. There's changes all the time. There's massive announcements, and we have to adapt quickly. And we have to have a point of view, and we have to make, depending on the spectrum of clients, is very, broad, from very, willing to take risks to incredibly risk averse as well. So we have to have a deep understanding of where our clients are on that spectrum, and then ensure very quickly we're able to make kind of recommendations that we know align with their values as well.
You hinted at the unpredictability of media.
Yeah.
I'm going to still ask you to make a prediction for 2025.
Okay.
If you could choose one thing that you think is likely to happen, it could be a trend, a theme for the industry in 2025, what do you think that's going to be?
That's a great question. I would I'm going to give you a negative prediction and then a mitigating approach that I hope we'll take, if that makes sense. So my fear a little bit for our industry with the rise and the adoption of AI in that interim period is that, from a marketing and from a brand's perspective, is that it's what we internally at UM we call a race to the mean. Everyone has access to the same algorithms, the same tools, the same AI. Everything is open source, which is fantastic. Of course, we have our own internal AI tools, etc. But for the most part, everyone has access to the same. The danger is, if we're over-reliant on AI, all of the work, all of the solutions, all of the answers become the same because we're all working with the same technology. So the mitigating, that's my fear, that will be the trend. Brands become really bland and everything becomes very samey, and we stop having cut through and we stop having that kind of creativity and innovation in the space as well. So to counter that, what I'm hoping the trend is, and what certainly we're investing in the UM a lot is as well, is that how do we bring the value of kind of human ingenuity, thinking, creativity, time we spend together, all of that to kind of bring brilliant ideas, to start training the algorithms and us taking control as humans, training AI to do the things that we want to do, which is create standout brands and make them win and become number one in their category as well. So that's what I would like the trend to be, is that we focus more on humans, their role and how best to use AI, and then the use cases of that being a big part of what is published constantly in your titles, like talking about the best use of AI, but it's talking about the humans and how they started and what they used as a tool, as opposed to focusing on the technology they used as well.
It's a fabulous answer. We'll see if it comes true this time next year. Susan, thanks so much for joining.
You're welcome. Nice to see you.